Hello, everyone, and we are back in 2022. I do apologize for the gap in videos. We have been moving into a new office, hiring agents. We've had people out sick, you name it. In fact, we've got people out today. Even some people had to leave early. Uh, due to COVID and things like that. I know. I mean, we can't wait for all this to be over, right? But it is what it is. Uh, but I wanted to jump on here today because I've really been itching to do another video for you guys um, in regards to uh, getting started in 2022. Maybe you're a new freight agent, or maybe you're in your first year or something. Now that the holidays are over and maybe you've noticed a little bit of a slowdown with your freight, that kind of thing. um, I've got some good news for you, some things to look for, and we'll get right into it.
What makes Core Fund Capital different from other freight factors? Free same-day funding, email invoices, extended funding time, highest advances, customer credit checks, discount fuel card, Saturday funding, quick and easy qualifying, non-recourse programs, no minimums, no long-term contracts. Core Fund Capital, we turn your invoices into same-day cash.
All right, and we are back. Okay, so going into 2022, again, if you're a new freight agent, a new freight broker, maybe you just started your brokerage. Uh, while I don't recommend doing that unless you've been a freight agent first, to kind of get some experience and build a customer base, a carrier base, and things like that to kind of help you out before you get, you take that big leap into opening your own brokerage. Um, uh, Here's some things that might help. Maybe you're struggling to get customers. In fact, I saw some posts earlier today, having some difficulty getting new customers and things like that. Don't fret, okay? It before I, you guys are probably looking at my screen right now and going, "What is wrong with his face?" Well, my webcam died, and so I luckily had saved my old one, which was uh, it's subpar, but we're gonna make do until the new one comes in from Amazon. All right. So anyway, moving on. So right now, we kind of historically we hit like a February, January lull, right? And I've talked about in previous videos about kind of staying ahead of the seasons with everything. Um, and right now, produce is already flowing. I know typically a lot of you guys go, well, now wait a minute, Tim. Produce doesn't start till about March. Well, if you start looking at some of your border states, California, Arizona, Texas, um, down there along the border, there are a lot of produce distributors and things for goods that are coming in, produce that's coming in from across the border. They bring it in over to these distribution places, and then they kind of sort it out, do what they do, right? I'm not going to get into all that. And then they ship it out. Stuff will be going to Walmart, Myers, probably Piggly Wiggly, Aldi's, all at Kroger's, all the stuff. So um, yeah, and even in regards to like uh, produce and things that we do grow here in the U.S., potatoes are running right now, carrots, all of your root vegetables, right? Like I've said before, in again in previous videos, your root vegetables. If you're into produce, that always runs during the winter months. Of course, some of it will be bulk. If you're not familiar with bulk, I should maybe do another video on assisting you with figuring out how to quote or book bulk freight, and handling that pricing. If you're not familiar, usually hit the Facebook groups, ask your customer, things like this. A lot of times they're more than willing to kind kind of assist you on how that rate works, right? With bulk versus, your average, palletized line haul type load. Uh, so, so yeah, right now, all of that stuff is firing up. Again, we've got more produce that's going to be kicking off in March, right? You'll start to see some of that stuff coming out of, again, Texas, Florida, Georgia, sweet potatoes out of the East Coast, Virginia's, Carolinas. Start looking for all of that kind of stuff. Um, get on some of your produce directories online, things like that. Talk to your carriers. Guys, I can't say this enough. Talk to your carriers. Find out. Ask them. If you're building a relationship and you're already running reefer freight, but you need more and you want to get into produce, talk to your drivers. Ask them if there's any produce shippers that they've been to in the past that they might like you to get into, to start offering them that freight. Um, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? Maybe not the greatest terminology, but you've got to be out there asking questions, things like this. And again, not to get too off topic, but when you're talking to your carriers, your drivers, find out what their pain points are. Um, it just helps you reinforce that relationship. When you find out what their pain points are, that helps you better assist them, and they're more likely to stay a long-term carrier with you. Okay. If there's anything within your power to help them out with that, and if you're a carrier out there, maybe talk to your broker agent. And, if you're watching this video right now, and just let them know, or say, hey, I want to get into, hauling some produce. I heard there's, some great stuff coming out over here. If you can get in. I have carriers do that to me all the time. They're like, Tim, I've done this stuff in the past. Can you get me in over there? Yep. Let's make a few phone calls. Use LinkedIn, right? You can go to LinkedIn, just type in shipping manager or transportation manager. You'll get over 1 million leads right there, and it'll tell you exactly who that person is that you want to ask for when you call these companies, right? We do a shipper list that's available through the site and things, but these are just some other ways for you to resource, leads. Okay. If you're thinking about becoming a freight agent or a freight broker and you need some training, talk to Shaggy. He's on Facebook. Or get a hold of Fresh Start Lifestyle of my buddy Dr. Cam Todd. I know both these guys, they are excellent at the very thorough step-by-step getting you on the path to success, right? I wouldn't recommend them if they weren't top-notch. So, if you are in need of training, reach out to those guys. If you can't seem to find them and you need me to put you in contact with them, just run over to the Freight Broker Resources website, hit that contact us. I'll get the email notification. I will reply. I'll shoot you off the link, or if you want to include your phone number, I can pass that on to them and get you in touch with them. Right? I don't necessarily get into the whole full-blown freight broker training, like I said in past videos. I'm here more, kind of offering tips, resources, things like that for you guys. Again, if you're looking for some of this stuff, I've got some links for different things down below in regards to factoring, getting a free 30-day trial on DAT, right? When you're first starting up, that first 30 days, at no cost, it can be a big help. That helps alleviate that, that startup cost a little bit. So, and I love DAT. I get, on the loads that we do post, I get more of a response from DAT than I do any other load board. I mean, we do use the others, but I mean, it's literally like a very small fraction of the connections that I'm able to make compared to DAT. So again, guys, even if you're not getting into produce right now or anything, you know, look up your if you're into like more drive-in freight, things like this, you know, look at your industrial parks in your own area, you know, or out of other certain cities. Maybe you've got a carrier, you know, and you're trying to put together a dumbbell for them. For those of you that aren't familiar with what a dumbbell is, it's a lane that goes back and forth. So just for instance, if you have a carrier that runs for you out of let's say Dallas, Texas, to Chicago, but then he's got to hunt and peck the load board to find something out of Chicago to go back to Dallas. Well, if you can find him a turnaround load out of Chicago that ships back to Dallas or the Dallas area, we call that a dumbbell. You know, you're not having to post the load on the board. You just give them that load, you know, at whatever agreed rate that you have. They're happy, you're happy, your customers are happy. It's a wonderful thing. So if you know, again, this is why I say talk to your carriers, find out what lanes they're running. You know, we just signed on another carrier here the other day. You know, they've got a fleet of 63 trucks. You know, so we're kind of getting coordinated with them on what lanes that they want to run. So, you know, we can, you know, book more loads with them and keep our customers happy, keep them happy. You know, and things that it can be a very beautiful marriage when you get all of that put together, right? So, okay. So all of that being said, guys, I just kind of wanted to jump out there. Don't lose hope. Keep pounding those phones. Keep calling, keep calling, keep calling, keep calling, keep calling. Like I said, the industry average is 100 calls a day, especially when you're first starting out. You know, when I first started, I was doing well over 100 calls a day. You're thinking, man, 100 phone calls a day. Really? As long as you keep things, don't get on the phone with your prospect and overtalk them about how you're going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and you're going to, you know, the moon and stars are going to twinkle for them and you, and everything will be beautiful, you know, and go on for 10-15 minutes only to find out that all their freight is FOB or customer routed, right? So just you know, kind of keep that in mind. You know, I typically just started off with, do they keep their options open, you know, and we kind of go from there. Then that way I kind of find out right away. Then they'll tell me, you know, all of our stuff's customer routed. I've even had some say, well, are you asset based? Well, we are, but even at times when you know, when I was an agent, before I, you know, had my own brokerage, um, you know, I would talk to customers, and, you know, before we were asset based, and I said, you know, no, we're not, but I have partner carriers that directly run those, you know, lanes out of your area. And I could tell them exactly what lanes that I was looking for, right? Going back to my carrier relationship. These are lanes that I could guarantee them capacity on. Um, so, yeah, make those connections, you know, and I ended up getting that customer as a result. And they said, you know, we don't want to see our loads, you know, falling off and things like that. And I said, you know, it's very rare. I said, these are very reliable carriers that I work with, you know, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, we ended up closing that account and locking that down. And they're still with us to this day. Um, you know, it's a great thing. But guys, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that, you know, subscribe button, that bell notification. That really helps me out, you know, with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate all you subscribers and everybody that watches. I really do. Again, I apologize for the delay since my last video. Just had a lot going on. We're still actively hiring more agents right now because we're literally getting to the point where we've got much more freight than, you know, than we can handle. We're probably looking to add maybe another 20 agents at least this year at a minimum. So that being said, I guess if you have a book of business, you're looking to, you know, make a switch, or maybe you just got started, maybe, you know, you've been, you know, been an agent, but you haven't landed any customers yet or anything. You know, we mentor you, give you some sales support, you know, help you out with those leads, what to say to customers, how to get past the gatekeeper, all of that. Again, you can reach me probably most directly if you just, again, visit the website, go to that contact us, and shoot me off an email. Or if you are a member of the group, I've actually posted an ad up on there on with my phone number, company email, and all of that. But yeah, guys, hey, let's blow out 2022, right? You know, I love hearing success stories. You know, if this has helped you in any way, I would love to hear about it in the comments down below. You know, maybe you're still looking for your first customer and you were able to make a connection and set up a new produce customer, you know, or someone who'll start shipping this spring or something even, you know, just because it's a customer that might not ship for the next, you know, 2-3 months out or even 4 months out, you know, that's the time when you want to get set up with them, especially if they're seasonal. You know, because you know there's a cutoff time for that. By the time they start rolling, it's too late oftentimes to get set up with them. So that's why we try to get set up early. You know, and if you're having a hard time getting through to some of those places because it is early, keep trying. You know, but yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if this video helped you out at all or not. And I look forward to talking to you guys again soon.